This is an introduction to inhaler devices. Just like your medications, there's a lot of different ones available, and there's almost as many different devices as there are medications. But you will notice that a few devices are used for multiple medications, so make sure you refer to your medication list to see what medicines go into each of these inhaler devices. What we're going to talk about is teaching you how to use each and every one of these inhaler devices and the specific steps used in order to inhale the medicines into your lungs. In general, there are 3 different types of inhaler devices. We have our pressurized MDIs. This is a liquid form of medicine. We have our dry powdered inhalers. This comes in a single dose dry powder inhaler and a multiple dose dry powdered inhaler. There's a couple general rules that I think you should follow that'll make it very easy for you to remember and to take these medicines. General rule number 1, it's a good idea to always wash your hands before you take the medicines and then again at the end of taking the medicines. The one where it matters most is when you use these capsules, where touching the medicine might cause a skin irritation or an irritation of the eye that will cause your pupils to become dilated. But again, it's just a good idea and less to remember if you just wash your hands before and after taking all your medicines. The second general rule is to always rinse your mouth and spit after taking the medicines. This applies most to the inhaled steroids, where those medicines can cause an infection in your mouth. Those steroids, if you swallow the rinsing solution, might also cause side effects. So again, it's a lot to remember which medicines do I need to rinse your mouth, and as a general rule, it's a good idea to always rinse and spit after taking all your medicines for the day. Another general rule to apply is that once you activate or prime these medications, you have about 12 months to use them. Or if you reach the expiration date on the medicine, you should stop using them. Or if the dose counter reaches 0, you should stop using that medication. There are some exceptions to this rule, so always follow the manufacturer's instructions on when the dose expires. For example, in the Respimat, it's only good for 3 months after you insert and prime that inhaler. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at each of these different groups of medications, and then you're going to see tutorials on how to take each specific device and the steps properly needed to inhale the medicines into your lungs. Now let's focus on the pressurized MDIs. These come in 3 different variations. You'll either have a CFC inhaler, an HFA inhaler, or the soft mist inhaler. The CFC inhalers are actually no longer produced today. So if you still have a CFC inhaler, talk to your doctor and get it replaced. The HFA inhalers are actually a slower, softer mist. And studies have shown that the slow, soft mist, you get more medicine deposited inside your lungs. And valve holding chambers are also used with these inhalers. Pressurized MDIs. The medicine is suspended inside the chamber, and when you take a slow, deep breath into your lungs, you'll get more medicine deposited directly where you need it deposited. Other things to know about the pressurized MDIs is that you want to take a slow, deep breath. This allows the medicine to slowly reach the lowest parts of our lungs where it's deposited where it needs to be. This group of medications also needs to be primed the first time you use them. Most of these will also include a cap of some sort, and it's really important to make sure that the cap is off. I've also seen times where people insert an inhaler inside the spacer and the cap gets lodged inside. So each time you go to use this, you're actually putting the inhaler inside, you're recapping it, and you're actually not getting any of the medicine deposited into the lungs. So make sure that you use these properly and the caps are off when you're inhaling the medicine into your lungs. Now we're going to talk about single dose dry powdered inhalers. This is a dry powder inhaler that you're going to take a fast, deep breath and inhale into your lungs. These come with a blister pack. Each of these capsules inside, this is not a pill, you do not swallow it. The medicine inside is very small, and when it's inside of the device, you'll have a piercing device. You'll need to pierce the capsule in order to release the medication that can be inhaled into your lungs. The breathing techniques with all of these dry powdered inhalers is a fast, deep breath. Remember, it's a powder that you need to inhale inside your lungs, so it has to require fast, deep breath. The other important note is when you use the piercing device, you only press it one time. If you press it multiple times, you'll actually cause some of the fragments of the plastic capsule to become dislodged, and you might inhale that into your lungs. So only pierce the capsule once. Another thing to note with the capsule is that the medicine inside may cause a skin irritation, or if you touch your eyes, might cause your eyes to become fixed and dilated. So it's always a good idea to wash your hands before and after you take all of your medications. And the medications that will cause the dilation of the eye is known as anticholinergics. But again, it's a good general practice to wash your hands after using any of these blister packs. Now we're going to talk about multi-dose dry powdered inhalers. These devices, you'll notice, all come with a counter. These devices you also do not need to clean. The other two devices need regular cleaning, and refer to the manufacturer's instructions for that. These devices, once they reach 0 on the dose counter, you will discard them and replace the entire device. The medicine is located inside of the device, so never take these apart to look and inspect to see if you're getting all the medicine. It's not designed to do that. The other things to note about these devices is you never want to shake them like you would for the inhalers. If you shake these devices or you blow into them, you'll actually blow the medicine out of the device and you won't be able to inhale that into your lungs. The other thing about these devices is some of them have rather tricky devices to load that medicine. These are not toys, so please don't play or try to inspect them. It's really important to read the manufacturer's instructions. For this device, you can open and close the cover as much as you want. But as soon as you press this trigger, you release that medication, and then it's going to be inside the mouthpiece, and if you blow or dislodge it, that medicine will go away. Other devices like this one, as soon as you open the cover and hear the click, you actually load that medication. So it's really important to understand how each of these work, and not all caps are created the same.